right? So, and I make sure to pay attention. When I actually do my farming, this is how I do it. People do it differently. I have either a computer set aside that has a TV show or that has internet accessibility, and that usually is how I usually do my farming for. I even do it for the MMO I'm currently playing right now. Not as of this moment, but when I'm actually playing that one, this is how I do it, right? I go on that, I go and watch that TV show or YouTube videos or whatever. I set it aside. I don't like steer my direction towards it. I use it as background noise, so at least my mind's not like going like, slow grinding, man, and all that stuff. I just go, and then if I'm really bored, I look at the TV show, ha ha ha, that's a funny moment, or oh, that's a cool moment, and then I go back to the game. That's how I farm. I've done that for Oblivion. Mind you, Oblivion was a little bit more difficult because I only ever had one computer, so I was mostly listening to music at that moment. But again, I had something to focus on, right? And same thing with Skyrim. I when I had it on the Xbox, I think I was mostly just talking with a friend, pretty much, and that's pretty much how I was mostly focusing. I wasn't focusing on the game, I was talking with a friend, and that's where my main focus was. And same thing with these Pokemon games, or same thing with technically the Yu-Gi-Oh games, because a lot of the ones I liked, you have to actually open up packs and stuff like that, and you have to farm for currency, right? But same thing with these games, same thing with, give me a second, let's go through all my saves right now. Let's go and figure out which ones that I would normally farm off of. Borderlands, that's another good one, and I actually needed to farm for a lot. That one I definitely needed. Same idea with Minecraft. Minecraft's the biggest one. Same thing with Terraria as well. These ones I would definitely, like, this is the kind of thing where, like, if you could multitask with multiple arms, you would be, like, it would be the epitome of reading a book while playing a game. And you'd be able to finish the book and you'd be done the game. That's pretty much how I thought of Minecraft. That's why every time when I'm farming for Pokemon Essentials for the future, mind you, Insurgents was different because Insurgents catered towards that kind of farming. Most of the Insurgents games don't do this. Or most of the Essentials games do not do this. So when you see like one session and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Last session you were level 15, you shouldn't be level 20 in this session. That's because I farmed off screen. I might do, let's say, 1 or 2 sessions maybe of the grinding, so you can see how long it takes to farm from one level to the next. And especially when you have to do it for 6 mons, it's gonna take a while, trust me. And this is why for essential games, I will never do a Nuzlocke on them. If I do eventually do Nuzlocks, I'll never do a Nuzlocke on them because I'd always be scared of farming. And that's one of the big things about me, is that I always like to be having a slight advantage. It's not that I don't care for the experience, it's that, like, I would prefer to have that, like, extra, like, I like to have that safety net, if you will, please. And that's pretty much how I feel about that. What's another game on here that I would have definitely have put it to the side while I was waiting for it? Actually, nothing really too much else, actually. I'm looking at all of the different games on here. I don't have much, because I didn't really have much of the PC games variety. I mostly had consoles, and a lot of it was when I was a kid. Yeah, nothing really too much else here. For console games, I don't think there was much here. 3DS, yeah, nothing really too much here. Let's see here. DS, yeah, it's mostly just Pokemon games in there. Game Boy, no, nothing really too much else here. What about Game Boy Color? No, it's just, again, the same games as here. Nintendo Switch, this might have had maybe 1 or 2 games, I think. Nintendo Switch, let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, Pokemon Sword and Shield, definitely. I found a raid. I didn't look up a guide or anything like that. Unless you count looking at Cerebi to find out what dens are good as a guide. But I don't count that because I didn't go to like an external website and they told me word for word which one. They just told me, okay, the raid you're looking at, raid 256, let's say, has these Pokemon and they have the potential to drop these items. That's all I looked at. And the one that I found was one that was in the forest in the Isle of Armor. I forgot what the forest name is. And that forest has a den on a small little island with a tree. It's pretty close to the entrance that you would normally enter from if you just started the Isle of Armor. That one specifically has a den specifically that if you get a rare beam, as I don't really know, as a rare den pretty much, not a rare beam, rare den, it will spawn a Blissey. If you get a 5-star Blissey, you will get, give me a second, actually there's a Discord bot that actually has it, give me a second, I'll figure out what it is. Oh right, it doesn't tell you the whole rates for it. Never mind, I'll figure out what it is. But, I'll just search up Blissey and I'll find out what it is. But yeah, for the most part, like I ended up looking at that up and I was like, okay, this is going to be kind of interesting. So give me a second, let me try and find that. Let me try and look up Blissey for a second. Blissey, where are you in this really long list of Gen 2 Pokemon that are in Gen 8? There we go, Blissey. There we go. What raid dens are you in? The Forest of Focus. This is the one. Yeah. So if you go to den number... So if you go towards den number 145, you have a 5% chance of finding a Blissey raid for each level, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is the best. When you get a 5, I'm gonna say the 5-star raid values. It changes, it goes slightly down for the longer you go down. You are guaranteed a rare candy, and you have a 70% chance of getting 3 rare candies. You have a 100% chance of getting 1. You're guaranteed 1 rare candy. You have a 90% chance of getting a 2nd rare candy, and you have a 70% chance of getting a 3rd rare candy on top of that. So pretty much, you're more than likely going to get about 2, maybe 3 rare candies, and on the off chance, if very, very low amounts, you might only get 1 rare candy. You have a 5% chance of getting a lucky egg at a 5-star raid. It's 3% for a 3-star, so pretty much whatever star is what your rate is. You'll have a chance of getting, what is this, a silver bottle cap? Or is it just for normal bottle caps? Or is it just like, it's just a fill-in for any bottle cap? Anyway, for a bottle cap, you have a 10% chance, which is even better than most things. It's 5% for 4-star and 3% for 3-star. Now for the bread and butter, if you will, or the whatever you count as like the most delicious topic of it. You can get 5 Dynite ores, 5 Dynamax candies, 5 of each of the experience candies at the 5-star raid. Now, how many times do you have to go through a den specifically, this specific den, to get maxed out? I'm glad you asked. Let me go crack out the calculator, if you will, I'm going to go take 1,000 and divide it by 5. It's 250, or 200, sorry. My bad. But that doesn't matter, because guess what? That den, specific, though that 1,000 value doesn't even count, because you can only go 999. That just means you lose 1. It's not really that big of a deal. But you'll be maxed out. Trust me, I spent a good about 4-6 hours a day, I think, farming a Blissey. And trust me, it was challenging, to be fair. So the challenging part about it was the intention that I was giving it. So I had my TV displaying YouTube videos while I had my DS, my two DSs, or not my DSs, my Switches next to me, and I would have one reset while the other one was getting the rewards, which is the one that I was currently working on. And if we were to say that for a Blissey den takes about 2 minutes to do. So it takes 200 attempts to cap all of it. So 200 attempts times, I'm gonna put times 2. So times 2, so that's about 400. We're gonna divide that by 60 because that's per hour. So that's gonna take you about 6.66 hours. So that's gonna take you about 6 hours and 40 minutes to finish. So about in 7 hours you'll finish. Now again, you're watching a TV show, movie, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be 100% focused on that grinding. You're more so focused on trying to get you're trying not to be bored, pretty much. So obviously, you're not going to be 100% focused on it. So pretty much, I found this raid den, I think, I don't want to say by accident. I think I was just looking for a raid den that was really good. And I think I found a Blissey, or not a Blissey den. I think I found, it might have been a Blissey or Chansey den. And I was like, whoa, this thing gives a lot of XP to this stuff. And I'm like, I want to go do a little bit more research on this den. And so I quickly looked on Cerebi and I found this and I'm like, huh, I know what I'm getting. And so I went for this. So it's pretty good. Also, this den has a chance you can actually get the G-Max Venusaur. So I think it's one of the two, I think. So if you know the one that's in, what's it called? If you know the one that's in the Fields of Honor, that's the one I'm talking about. And it was really easy for me to get it because I was easily just farming for it. And I accidentally put Sword and Shield on one account, so I couldn't really play it on my one account because it's like, hey, that game's already in use. And I'm like, well, dang it. So I had to buy Shield again. So I bought Shield twice and I bought Sword once. I bought the DLCs 3 different times to cap all of them because my main save was on Sword, but I wanted to work on my Shield save, so my Shield save also got an Isle of Armor patch, plus again, whole fiasco of this. What I should have done was put Sword on my main and put Shield on my other one, because I don't know if they're going to do it for Brilliant Diamond and Spacious Pearl or whatever, Spatial Pearl or whatever it's called. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing, but this is how they did it for the Sword and Shield, the dual pack, especially for the digital copy. They technically put on your account that you bought Sword, but they give you the code to pretty much put into the eShop to say that you bought Shield, and that's how they did it. So what I should have done, instead of being an idiot, in my opinion, is through Sword on my main account, then on my side account, I should have thrown in the Shield code. But idiot me thought, I bought both of them, they should be on the same account, so that shows that I bought both of them. Then as soon as I got my second Switch, and I'm like, oh, I kind of regret it now. So I went, well, I guess I know what I'm doing now. So I bought Shield again, and I bought the Isle of Armor and the DLC pack. So I put all that freaking, I felt that. So there you go. So there's that. If you want to see me kind of go through it, I kind of need a second Switch for it. Either that, or if one of my friends that actually has Sword and Shield would have that den already pre-placed, I would have to show them how to do the raid, the whole raid switch thing, because that's kind of how they have to do it. Or was it the raid time switch thing? Kind of have to show them how to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much how I did it. I just did the raid switch thing, raid time thing. So that's it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. That is it for Pokemon Yellow. Again, we might do Pokemon Green, not actual green, as I said, but something else. We will be doing Venusaur only. We might do that. Unclear. I'm going to catch the 3 legendaries, the 3 legendary birds and Mewtwo. That's what I meant to say. And yeah. I'll see you guys next time for some more Pokemon.